2021 is gonna make you remember the time. Ah, yeah. Things were great back then.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Today we're going to be talking about retro gaming and, of course, the year 2021. Now, retro gaming is a heck of a good time when it comes to going back to the past and playing the games you enjoyed or you missed out on or you should have played more on. It's a really great thing. However, at the same time, 2021 is looking to be a contender to 2020, and we already know how much of a disaster 2020 is. And I'm looking to pretty much stray further away from 2020's shadow that 2021 is trying to get. It is what it is. But hey, retro gaming, let's go. But however, there seems to be a bright side when it comes to 2021. However, with the next generation consoles out there, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and the next thing you know, some random stuff about Nintendo Switch Pros. You already cried wolf enough times. Alright? You already cried wolf. You guys have been crying wolf. Constantly. Stop it. Okay? I'm just gonna go look for an official word on Nintendo. Okay? It's just that I have too much stuff going on my plate. I just want to get this out of the way, and I'll go ahead and touch on it. However, when it comes to retro gaming in 2021, I think 2021 may have that bright side when it comes to the retro gaming scene. Actually, as a matter of fact, 2021 is actually kind of the year of the retro gaming scene, essentially. Because there's been a lot of situations that have been going down. Now, back to the discussion on the next generation consoles, PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X are very much rare to find, accountable of these damn scalpers. And the same can be said with trading card games, such as Pokemon and Digimon. What the fuck? However, with that totally said, let's just say there hasn't been any new IP. Well, to be fair, Samurai Warriors 4-2 and Resident Evil 8 Village and Monster Hunter Rise. Okay, but here's the thing. Capcom has that video policy going down, and unfortunately, I'm going to have a hard time doing video content with Capcom stuff, especially Waifus of Gaming, without Capcom going anal and copy striking people. It sucks. It is what it is. But, however, at the same time, then you have Resident Evil 8. Oh yeah, Samurai Warriors 4. No, wait. No. Samurai Warriors 5. No, I was playing Samurai Warriors 4 too. Okay, Samurai Warriors 5. That's the new one. There's so many things going on in the process. Fuck. Okay. There seems to be a few things brand new and happening, of course. Like, oh yeah, there's new Pokemon Snap. But wait a minute, hold on, something's not right. There seems to be way more coming out for every single platform under the sun. PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. Alright, there's crazy stuff. Alright, like, we got remasters. Remasters. That's crazy. We're seeing way more remasters. Okay, now, if you remember the last Nintendo Direct, we saw the remasters of Legend of Mana, and of course the remasters of the Saga games. I can't remember which ones. I do gotta go in there and look that up. But there are the Saga remasters that's happening around here. However, alongside, we're seeing Shin Megami Tensei 3 remastered, which recently came out. And also, another thing to keep in mind, there's the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, and of course, there is the Nier Replicant remastered. Yeah, Nier Replicant being remastered. Alright, like the very first Nier game remastered. Insane. What we're seeing throughout is oh, wait, Galgun. Galgun Returns. That was a remaster of the first game. That is finally translated to English for everybody. Okay, that's crazy. But hold on. Okay, here we go. In a nutshell, we're seeing nothing but remasters going on from left to right. Oh, Mass Effect. I also heard about the Pokemon remakes. Anyway, with that totally said, we are looking at a year of pretty much remakes and remasters. And of course, when it comes to new Pokemon Snap, it is pretty much a comeback of a new IP. So, yeah, 2021 is maybe in a nutshell a theme of retro gaming nostalgia. But however, it doesn't stop at your remasters and remakes that's going down. However, there's been something going on in the retro gaming scene that must be discussed about. And however, we do need to go ahead and talk about Evercade, because Evercade has been one example of basically stepping up in the plug-and-play retro game scene. Actually, this system is going to be more focused on retro gaming, but however, at the same time, it's less plug-and-play with pre-builds. As a matter of fact, games can vary. You have more and more games stored in multiple carts. Ladies and gentlemen, the Evercade. Alright, now what is the Evercade? The Evercade is essentially your handheld dedicated retro gaming platform where the games are stored in carts from left and right. Actually, game collections are stored in cartridges which you plug in the back of your Evercade system and go to town with it. Of course, there is the Data East collection, you have the Jaleco collection, and then all the other collections that I'm trying to remember off the back of my goddamn head. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, with that totally said, you have multiple carts carrying multiple games from left and right, which you can plug in the back, so you can start collecting more and more and more. And of course, you go to town with this very much carts that you have in your possession that you can plug in the back of your Evercade. And oh yes, endless amount of all the retro games. Hell yeah, that's crazy. However, Evercade has been pretty much expanding, which is pretty much insane, because guess what? There's a home console called the Evercade Versus, where up to 4 players can enjoy retro games from left and right. And of course, you can see up to, of course, 2 carts can be plugged in and touched on, not simultaneously, but upon choice of games that has been pretty much loaded up on 1 or 2 of its slots. It's kind of a weird-looking invention. It's very crazy. But hey, you can plug in 2 carts in this system, which is insane. 2 carts. And then there's 4 players. That's the Evercade Versus. That's how crazy it is. And however, don't get me started on the console versions of the games, because they're console versions. They're console versions. I'd rather touch on the arcade version. And then all of a sudden, oh, here's some arcade collections that'll just shut you the fuck up. Okay, then I just sat down and shut the fuck up and saw the arcade collections out there. It's like pretty crazy. Like, Evercade do not play around. They don't play. However, keep in mind that the Evercade handhelds have been getting a lot of praises, especially from the retro YouTube gaming scene. Your favorite retro gaming centered YouTuber have probably fallen in love with the Evercade. However, Evercade is not the only person that has been stepping up. We have At Games, and yeah, they don't have a good track record, but it seems like they're looking to improve from left to right. However, they got this lineup called the Legends lineup. And how that works is that it basically is a home console. That's one model. The other model is like a mini arcade cab. That's another. Oh, an arcade stick with built-in games and built-in technology. Okay, there's that. And then there's the other one that's like 2 built-in stuff and a trackball included. That's crazy. And the other one is an arcade cab. That's like with games built in, and it doesn't just stop at the games built in. There's 2 services going down, the Arcade Net and the Bring Your Own Games, where, of course, you can go ahead and pretty much, it acts as like Steam Link, except it's like Bring Your Own Games. It's essentially At Games' own version of Steam Link in a nutshell. So it is what it is. But however, when it comes to Arcade Net, when it comes to Arcade Net, ArcadeNet is essentially... Oh my god, I can imagine somebody... I can imagine somebody getting a hold of the term arcade neck and then just using it for... It wouldn't surprise me if the joystick in your arcade stick be called that. When it comes to the ArcadeNet, you can play games, especially games that were not built in to your Legends platform. Pretty crazy, huh? Pretty insane. Interesting. Something you might want to keep in mind about that. Hopefully, At Games is improving a lot. I don't know. Also, Hamster has still been dishing out your retro arcade classics from left and right. Whether it's Switch, PlayStation 4, the PC, or Xbox. Hamster is still dishing out retro gaming classics, and it's pretty much insane. Capcom has pretty much released a huge arcade classic collection. Pretty crazy. And another thing to keep in mind is that there's a remastered Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown out on the PlayStation 4. Also, the Yakuza studio had a hand in that. Pretty crazy. But hey, retro gaming in 2021, it's going to be way bigger than ever. And of course, barely anything new in, not just new, but great at the same time. Like, there's a few Game of the Year things, but just a few. That's just it. It is what it is. But hey, with barely anything new in Game of the Year material coming out this year, and even though so, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 for $70. However, we have those retro gaming, and of course these remasters, and of course that remake that's happening. It's insane. It's pretty much insane that we're seeing retro gaming go big and booming in the year 2021. And also, with that totally said, video game preservation is a big damn deal. And however, with discussions involving video game preservation after the Xbox Activation DRM drama and the CMOS C-bomb battery drama with PlayStation, with everything expanding and exploding from left and right, the retro game scene is being of high interest this year. But am I going to be able to do a top 5 games of 2021 this year? Probably not. Since if we're seeing nothing but remasters and retro game re-releases and all that kind of stuff going down, and it's pretty much dominating 2021, and we're barely seeing anything new that's Game of the Year material at the same time. So with that 2021 being stated out as obviously, it's 2021 is probably going to be the year more and more people are going retro. So it's something. It's going crazy. All these retro stuff, all this nostalgia stuff is just showing up out of the blue. Oh yes. So 2021 is probably going to be the year where everybody's going retro. So if everybody's going retro, and pretty much nobody's not looking forward to anything new, especially the fact that there's barely anything new in Game of the Year worthy. That is the thing. It sucks. Oh no, it is what it is. But however, let's go back to the past. Let's go back, let's be nostalgic. Go back to the past and enjoy our gaming stuff, because this is what 2021 is going to be about. So with that totally said, 2021 may be the big year for the retro gaming scene. And with that totally said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.
This is nothing but a video product made by a fellow gamer man. Ayo!